Welcome back and thank you for standing by. This is still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. It's time for us now to look at the top trending stories from the papers and then get your thoughts and contributions as regards these focal points. We have two of them for today, so we'll read them out and then Fuad will give his thoughts and then we'll open up the phone line for you to share your contributions. We're looking at Tinubu's agenda for ministers. We're looking at Tinubu's over-bloated cabinet, all, related to the president one way or the other. My name is Omobola Sandra, and I have Fuad Sahid here with me as well in the studio. And you are listening to Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM, and this will run up until 9:30. So thank you for joining us. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can join in the program as well on our Facebook and YouTube page at Mainland 98.3 FM, and you can drop your comments in the live chat section as well, as we read them alongside with our WhatsApp messages and text messages. Okay, so let's start with the first story we're taking this morning from the Punch newspaper. From the first headline, which says the federal government is set to prioritize economy and security. All right, and then what do you think should be the priority for the new ministers? This is what they're going to be focusing on, but then as highlighted in the 80-page manifesto of the president's tagged Renewed Hope 2023 action plan for a better Nigeria, there's a list of an 8-point agenda that the president wishes to focus on. And top on his priority list of action were national security, economy, agriculture, power, oil and gas, transportation, and education. All right. But then we also have other sectors as well: healthcare, digital economy, women empowerment, judicial reform, federalism, decentralization of power, and foreign policy. Okay, but then what do you think should be the priority for the new ministers as they take their oath today? How should the government and the president task them? Fuad said something earlier on as regards former President Muhammadu Buhari, who left the reign of affairs to his ministers to do as they pleased. But then, do you think that in President Tinubu's administration, there should be some sort of micromanagement, checking in on them every once in a while if they are doing what they should be doing? Because at the end of the day, it is his administration that will be remembered for all of these things. So how do you think the government and the president should task the ministers? Do you think he should, follow them alongside with their actions and their policy making? Or do you think he should just give them the agenda and let them do their job? Do you believe the ministers should be micromanaged? That's basically what we're asking. Should we check in on them every once in a while if they are doing the right thing? Should the president check in on them, or should it be the people micromanaging the ministers? That's what we're looking at as regards Tinubu's agenda for ministers. The second focal point is coming from the Guardian newspaper, and that is as regards Guardian's editorial, which is focusing on the president's bloated cabinet, saying that there is no justification for a bloated cabinet. We have 48 ministers, 48. We're expecting 48 ministers, 45. Oh, apologies for that word.
45 today, but 48.
45 has been they've been cleared. That's what we have. But then, aside from this 45 or 48, we also have 20 special advisors who are being reckoned to be of cabinet status. There are other advisors as well. So it means that, give or take, at the end of the day, we may be having a 70-man cabinet.
Even more than that.
Or even more than that, which will be the largest bureaucracy yet since 1999. So should it be about cost of governance or performance? Because while it is a fact that Nigeria operates, a presidential system that is traditional and all of that, but then our economic reality, the distressed state of our economy, we should be focusing on reducing recurrent expenditure. Our debt to ratio revenue is 80.6 against the recommended 22.5 by the World Bank. So should we be looking at cost of governance or performance? If the ministers perform, Will it nullify assumptions of a bloated cabinet? I mean, if they do what they're supposed to do, is this something that Nigerians can overlook? Okay, maybe we need them. Maybe we should just go on with their job. Or do you think there is no justification, like what the Guardian editorial has said, that there is no justification for Tinubu's over bloated cabinet? The Guardian specifically saying, Mr. President, no justification for a bloated cabinet. 70. I don't understand.
If not more than that.
Maybe the problem of Nigeria is too much for one person to handle. So he needs like 100 man.
More people to carry.
It's okay. It's all right. But then that's what we're looking at this morning. 2 focal points. Fuhad, I'll start with you, and then we open up the phone line.
Well, there are 2 major focus for me as far as the agenda for the president for the minister is concerned. I think insecurity. He needs to really come up with a strategy to tackle insecurity. Whether kinetic or non-kinetic means to tackling the level of insecurity in the country, but it needs to do something quickly, to tackle the state of insecurity in the country. It's not good, getting reports that 23 local governments in the Northwest alone are under the control of bandits, collecting royalties, taxes from people, chasing our farmers from their farms and all of that. That's not where we want to be. It's beyond, having new service chiefs appointed and then talking tough. It requires more than that. So what the president would have to do, I don't know. But I think it needs to quickly put, a think tank together, to advise him on how to tackle the state of insecurity in the country. You can talk about the economy, but no economy thrives with so much insecurity. Even foreign investors are going to be looking at your security index to take decisions whether to come in or not. The other one is an issue that the president has never addressed since becoming president. And I'm happy that the Guardian newspaper is talking about it. And that's the issue of restructuring of the country, devolution of power. True federalism. I've not seen the president in any of
but it's on his agenda.
It can be. You see, it's wanting to have an agenda. It's wanting to make it a priority. We're talking about priorities now. It needs to tell us what is agenda when it comes to devolution of power, proper restructuring of the country. We talked yesterday on the show, Political Roundtable, how governors are stifling the local government, Sandra. That indeed, if you look at it, most of the jobs that are supposed to bring governance to the people are supposed to be carried out by the local government. But you have a quasi-confused federal system of government that has completely killed local government structure in Nigeria. And now you have states determining a whole lot of things. They've taken over the powers of the local government. So we have to have true federalism where indeed we have a functional local government. Even during the military era, Sandra, in this country, you had thriving local governments doing a lot of the job, doing constructing roads, taking care of schools, taking care of markets. Now, local governments are practically non-existent because the governments have stifled them. Remember when the last president even came up with an executive order to ensure that the funds of local government go directly to the local government. All the governors took the president to court because they want to be in control of not just the local government, but their funds. So you have a situation where we need to restructure the country to practice what is called proper federalism. But Sakoti said something yesterday, Sandra. In the UK, do you know it's just federal and local government? There's no state in the UK. There's nothing like state. And if you look at it practically, what is the job of the governors really? Let us ask ourselves. What have they been doing? On Political Roundtable yesterday, we said, Sandra, remove federal roads from states in Nigeria. Just remove all the federal roads. Ask yourself, how many governors have been able to construct state roads in their state? Let us just look at it. But they take the monies are with them. They are the big boys. That's why Edwin Clark in his book is saying that, look, there are governors that are even richer than their states. Because the governors are just there faffing around with the funds of the public, of the people.
That's a huge indictment there.
And that's the reality. They are practically doing nothing. Local government money in their pocket. State allocation in their pocket. Insecurity, they cannot handle. Infrastructure, they cannot do anything. So we have larger than life governors who determine the fate of their people doing nothing practically. And so I expect the president to also set an agenda as far as true federalism and restructuring of the country is concerned. But of course, we've not really had so much from him on that. It can be in the books. Is he committed to it? That's the question.
Thank you very much, Sahid Fuad. 2 focal points, Tinubu's agenda for ministers and also Tinubu's over-bloated cabinet. Time right now is 8:50 a.m. and you're listening to Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. Now, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments there as well on the live chat section. We take comments from there. The phone line is open 0913 6000 410, 0913 6000 410. And we have text messages and WhatsApp message platform. You can send that to 0913 6000 430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp messages. 0913 6000 430. Let's have a conversation as regards the agenda for the ministers. What should be the priority? What should be the mode of management? Should they be micromanaged? And also, we're looking at the bloated cabinet. Is it about cost of governance or performance? What are your thoughts? You have just 2 minutes. Please, straight to the point.
Hello. Good morning to you, Lady Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise. Please turn off your radio set.
I'm trying to.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Prince Wise.
Thank you. You see, the ministers, whether they are 36, if it is 36, I will love it so much. But they are not 40, 45 or 48. What I'm expecting them now is for them to perform. And I want Mr. President to give them timeline. We can't condemn any one of them right now because they have never seen them working. So what I know is they should work for Nigeria. What we need is their competency and the honesty. So any ministry you find yourself, your role is to play particular role. So do your work diligently and you must start Nigeria to your best ability. And I want Mr. President, anyone that's going to perform, it's good to just away, but I'm not a professional thinking. When you see somebody, they have support somebody, they are Nigeria. We can't come abroad to come and work for Nigeria. So if all of us is ready to assess them, any former president will support the former president, but they don't know how to start. So I'm watching President Tinubu to please. You voted for him. I don't vote for a minister. Even though a senator, I voted for a senator to represent my constituency. But Nigeria, though, I voted for Tinubu to perform. Anyone that's going to perform, it is put in their house. Good morning to you over there.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Appreciate 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Alhaji Super.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Fawad, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. I only want to talk about the bogus cabinet, the President Tinubu created. Mr. Fawad, you talk the mind of so many people. The present position Nigeria found himself, wise. We don't need this bogus, what do you do? Executive,
Cabinet, yes,
or cabinet. With the economy problem we have, look, let's ask ourselves. We are talking of security. What is the population, the self power of Nigerian police, the self power of Nigerian army? Look at the killing in the north and every day, everywhere. That is where I expect our president to navigate. It's expensive to increase, the strength of the police, increase the strength of the army, so that they can fight the insecurity of our country. You see, look, I think he loses priority. I'm sorry to say, the president Tinubu loses priority because this people is employee, is creating, is going to finance them with money, with the Nigerian money. Why can't you channel this to the needs, especially on security, army, our refinery? You understand? So I think he loses priority. I'm not happy about it, and that is the position. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Super. Appreciate. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Sandra, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Alga Fuad, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Peter Monse.
Thank you, sir. Now, with the bloated cabinet, I think what should concern me is the character of people that are making up this cabinet. Like those 8 governors, let's look at how they performed in their state before they become ministers today. Let's talk about their track record. Let's talk about their history. Who are they? And today they say they are the cabinet of the federal government of Nigeria. At this previous time, that's what I'm looking at for. And now when you Then when Buhari came, then everybody was like, oh, the new sheriff is in town. And Buhari told us that in security, that within how many months, Boko Haram will become a thing of the past. All Nigerians will be secured. Were we secured? And then Buhari took up the petroleum ministry. Have we ever seen the humongous stealing in the oil ministry that Buhari was the minister for petroleum? Did they serve us? And now they are come again. Tinubu also has come. So, I mean, water of grease the palms of those he thinks help him to get to power. I don't expect anything from them because he has, for me, I don't know only few people that are credible when you are talking about character. The rest of them are those who just want to come and eat the remaining money that they remain as state governors. That's what they're just coming here to do. Look at 23 local governments in the north being managed or taken over by the bandits. And now look at the Kwara state, the wife of a regime pastor and a baby kidnapped. Others were kidnapped, they released them. And they still all this insecurity in Nigeria up to today. That Boko Haram is sharing government with the federal government, having local government that they control on themselves. Come on, Fuad. At least you know the process. Enter different streets in different local government in Lagos State, and you will try for Lagos State. So for me, I don't expect anything from them. I have not been expecting. I don't believe that my focus is young.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr.
I can bet.
I wonder how the state of the country and everything going on in the country and this security all over the north. What is this man talking about it? Okay, let's come back to Lagos State. When you go all through the street of Lagos, look at touts everywhere. Yesterday, and this government, they sit there doing nothing about it. The Lagos State government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is not doing anything. God bless Nigeria.
Listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of cabinet. Is it overbloated? Do you agree it is overbloated? Or the agenda for ministers? What do you think should be the priority for the new ministers? That's what we're looking at this morning. The number to call is 091.
Sandra?
Good morning, Barrister Peter.
Yes, I'm my friend Wad.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, how are you?
Fine.
Yes. This issue of cabinet appointment and then and you have a square person, square hole. Woman dictate just specifications, just specifications. Everything that has administration back. So I think Asiwaju Tinubu is an experienced man. He's experienced into practice. That position and performance review. Very important, yes. At least every 3 months, there must be changes. You change his position. You can swap positions at any time in the administration.
All right,
Somebody
thank you.
doesn't have.
Thank you, Barrister Peter. Appraisal.
Of
Part of the overbloated cabinet.
No. Wait, it's well. Now we're ready.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for. I am Ubong Vincent. Surety of this that the insurgency surrender. This number have surrendered. They call them repented and this and that. But this thing continues. All the nation, the bandits or whatever they call it, during Jonathan period, waiting call. Sambisa Foley, they wanted to bomb it. Our brothers from the north, they say no. And today we are still hearing. It's like I'm hearing that they want to, is it commercialize or privatize the insurance? Ministers, please. Like the once a minister of gas for petroleum from my local government, he has been in the House of Representatives. We did not see anything to say this mass that somebody from that local government go to our local government headquarters right now. You will see that the road that is going to Aba is now becoming canal. You go there with daunting. And I'm asking myself, this local government is up to 26 years or 20 years now. You can never see anything. The market opposite the secretariat, right. You will see that it is just like a chance. So I want to say, let the minister sit up and forget about what they have in the past and they remember his people.
It's all right.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you. We've gotten that. and we'll be back to the phone lines in a bit. I have here on Facebook at TUNDE Kayode Samuel saying, quite unfortunate that every move of President Tinubu has always been met with negativity. The duplicated. If the ministries created are not duplicated, then it's in order. And that is at TUNDE Kayode Samuel's perspective. We also have Oluwamuyiwa Olodude saying the 70-man cabinet is too much and burdensome on Nigerians and Nigeria. It should be kindly reduced to save the masses.
It's too late for us.
The new ministers should please save Nigeria, hit the ground softly and save us. But why is the federal government silent on decentralized system and restructuring? Bonjour, monsieur and madame. Well, okay. So that nobody I'm influencing anything. Patrick Obiazo also on Facebook is saying, how would any Nigerian decipher Tinubu's agenda for Nigeria when he deliberately dodged any direct interaction and engagement with the citizens during his campaigns? The effects or consequences is what we are witnessing in the country today. His trial and error policies with the attendant economic confusion. Maybe he will set his personal agenda and not the national agenda for his ministers, because Nigerians cannot particularly point to any direction he appears to be headed since they were not engaged. How can we know what actually to hold the ministers accountable for? Their ministries now.
Of course, there will be performance index, whether we like it or not. I understand the part of not really engaging with the people during the campaigns, but now as the president, we can now engage with him. And for trial and error, his supporters will tell you he's only listening to the people. The reason for his flip-flop when it comes to policies and decisions. But I think it's too early to say he's not going to perform. Let's still give him some time, to get his footing.
All right, I have a message here. Unfortunately, it was sent to the wrong station, so maybe you should check the number and try again. I also have, good morning, Sandra and Fuha. There's absolutely no reason for the overbloated cabinet. Given the current situation we are in, the government is telling the people to make sacrifices and cut costs while they are living the La Vida Loca lifestyle.
Is there anything like that?
Okay. They're living the life.
Okay.
It's called IA Foreign.
Okay, so that's fine.
It appears that it's people who are funding the government's lifestyle. The government maintains their own lifestyle while they advise and put policies that force the citizens to cut costs. That's insensitive and selfish. Also, reshuffling the cabinet even before they started sends a wrong signal to me. It tells me the president isn't aware of the capacities of his team members. His party members told us he has been preparing for years, but all we can see is the president doing is trial and error. I hope he gets it right at the end of the day. My criticism of him doesn't wish bad, but for his success. Balumi Lawrence from Lagos.
Always well put, Balumi.
Thank you very much. I'm on WhatsApp now, by the way. We've left Facebook. I also have here on WhatsApp Awolo Christopher from Shogunle. On the overbloated cabinet, the president by his nature cannot do otherwise. The boys must be satisfied. Solution: constitutional reforms, restructuring, and the interim implementing Orosonya's report. But can he? Corruption may not allow the ministers to perform. If they can curtail corruption, they would perform. Note that they cannot be disciplined because of political patronage, but they can do away with corruption. Awolo Christopher, thank you very much.
Honestly, it's all about the president, what he wants.
Top of the morning, Sandra and Fuhad. There is no time more dire for Nigeria to exponentially cut down the general cost of governance than this critical economic period, making the reality in the country. But see what we have in the overbloated cabinet and legislative handouts, among others. Tinubu does not seem to be someone who listens to the cry of the people. He may never restructure Nigeria, who seems to be a position. It's okay. God help Nigeria. Leke from Alimosho. Thank you very much. I also have here, it's a big contradiction for a government that is talking of reducing cost of governance, yet bloating the cabinet in the manner the president is presently doing. As rich and strong as the United States is, how many ministers does the whole country have? It's clear that the agenda of this government is just to calm and settle those who played various roles in the failure of the... It's okay. It simply doesn't add up to any rational arrangements for growth and revival of an already collapsed economy. Any set of people that wants us to take them seriously about governance should follow the path of the great Asian tigers and stop these pretenses here and there with plenty motion, with only backward movement. Steve from Ijaniki, thank you very much. It's okay. We'll take we'll go back to the phone line now. 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Oh, good morning. I greet you in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I may have a different motive on this aspect. If you look at the politicians that actually appointed in this cabinet, especially the former governor, I don't know. I have somebody question to question. Do you know Samfara? Do you know Plateau State? All the former governors that are appointed by Asiwaju on this ministerial cabinet, whatever stuff. Let me tell you something. They perform 100% than Peter Obi when he was the governor of Anambra State.
Ben, people will argue that with you. At least
Yeah.
I can point out three of those governors that did nothing.
Please, let me make my comment. Thank you. You see, this governor, they perform far better than Obi. If people that perform far better than
saying
Obi,
that that's not a statement of fact.
let me make my comment now. Let me make my comment, please.
It's okay.
These people that perform better than Obi, that you want to be they want you to be a president, and they are appointed as a minister, and you still criticize them?
And how did Obi even come into this conversation, Ben?
No. Politics and the history are the same thing.
I'm talking about governance.
So now, let me comment. Look,
all right.
You can never, the adversary can never speak good thing of somebody.
So who is the adversary here?
The people that doesn't want to see good thing about Asiwaju.
Ben, so you don't believe
everything is true. That let's give this man just a 3 months for God's sake. Some of us that come on radio, we don't know the name of the commissioner of information in our state. We don't know the commissioner of the agriculture or even the finance in our state.
But at least they know the president.
President.
But at least they know the president, which is something at least.
Okay, you know the president. This man is 3 months. You want to? Hey, you don't believe. You don't do that.
It is he's their president too, and they have a right to criticize him. He's their president.
Asiwaju will perform and they would, in fact, he will surprise the majority of you people.
He's surprising us already. Don't worry, he's surprising us already. Thank you very much, Ben.
Asiwaju said this, hey, he tried by error. What do you want me to do?
It's all right. Thank you very much, Ben.
He's going to surprise.
It's okay. 2 minutes gone. I appreciate. I don't know why, Ben. You need to take chill pills. And seriously, Ben, I really think you need to take chill pills. This is very simple. It's not hard. We're all Nigerians. We're all looking for.
We have a right to talk about our government and the president
of the country. We're talking about governance, and it's just Ben came with politics, and it is well. But let's move on. Let's try not to be confrontational. These things are not that hard. It's okay. Let's take some messages. I'll be back to phone line in a bit. I have here on Facebook. It says Okure Mayor is saying, "Good morning, Mobola and Fuhad. President Tinubu, before he became president, said he's ready for the job." He said so. Yeah, he did. It's all right. All right, we have James Ogbona also saying, "Good morning, my late Sandra and Fuad. I greet you most effectively." Sandra, oh no, I'm okay. Well, for me, I'm looking at the rationale for separating some ministries which I think are interrelated. Culture, tourism, and blue chip, not interrelated. So what would a culture minister be doing differently from a tourism minister?
A lot that can be done. Yeah, although a bit of relationship, but tourism is a different thing entirely. Cultural promotion is also completely different from tourism. But we advocated for separation of some of these ministries. For example, it used to be information, culture, and tourism. We said, look, just remove culture and tourism from information.
That was what we said.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, nobody is asking for my opinion. Anyways, how marine and blue economy different from tourism? For those new ministers, Mr. Fa, don't you think they will have to build new federal secretariats for them, or would they share facilities with existing buildings?
For some of these, they will have to get buildings, maybe rent buildings.
So
a lot of cost. I will say cost. Serious.
Will there be massive employment of civil servants to fill these newly created ministries?
They might have to move some people around, but they are still going to employ new people, definitely.
I'm sure Mr. Oyetola will be wondering what he'll be doing in the marine and blue economy ministry.
You know the problem again, for those of the guys who are not really professionals in those areas, they would have to get consultants and most likely pay them. So for example, Oyetola may now have to get experts in the marine industry who understand water economy, ocean economy, and he has to pay them because they will have to guide him, really.
All right. Well, he's asking a question here, but James Ogbonna, send a WhatsApp message for this request that you just made. We'll chat further on WhatsApp. Yes, thank you very much. Let's go back to the phone lines now. 0913 6410. This is Mainland Focus, and we are looking at two major focal points this morning. The first one is as regards the agenda for ministers. What should be the priority for the new ministers, and do you believe the ministers should be micromanaged? Second is overbloated cabinet. Should it be about cost of governance or performance? I think Ben was leaning towards performance.
They should have said they will perform and dragging Peter Obi into that conversation. That's just
or do you think there is no justification for this overbloated cabinet? 0913600410. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Damlola.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
How are
Damlola.
you? Yeah, this is my own opinion. I feel the ministries are overbloated. They are 48, right?
48 for
Yes.
Yeah, instead of 36. So many, we just have to keep enduring while they have to keep enjoying. So meaning cost of governance will increase when majority of the people in Nigeria are suffering. So tell me how these ministries will help the common man. And then, you spoke about cultural tourism. Culture and tourism are intertwined. That's the truth. You can't separate the two. See, what makes a tourist attraction, what makes a tourist center an attraction is the culture behind it. But like I think that was the time I called in and I said Nigeria is not even tapping into the gold mine in this ministry. See, the point of no return has a lot of stories and history behind it. And unfortunately, the Lagos State government is not even keen into it. Emergency waterfalls, ocean, the springs stuff. Even there are a lot of religious sites in Nigeria. Do you understand? Okay, Congo, thank you. See, I think as at some years back, for every 10 foreigners that are coming to Nigeria, about 4 to 5 of them are going into synagogue. That's why when you get to that only rural area, most of them have actually turned their homes into mini hotels, meaning more income and then for those, the landlords around there. So why are we not even keen into all these things? So as you know, separating, see, Ocean Oshobo is culture. The tourism behind it is the Ocean River. You get my point? So when these two will work together, why separate them? And let me just round off with this. You spoke about, you've not had him talk about restructuring. And then I think as per restructuring, only Atiku and Obi spoke about it. Everything Tinubu said, everything is doing. And you want to ask the question, Mr. Fuad, is it that Tinubu did not make consultations? He spoke about floating the Naira and then subsidy removal. And we are suffering it. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Damlola. I appreciate it. That's aptly put as well. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Yeah, same Mr. Charles from Majanaba.
We've had the conversation already. Let's
too many people on the line.
Yes, opportunities to other people. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh.
I'm Franklin calling from.
You are?
I'm Franklin calling from Okota.
All right.
Come closer to your mouthpiece so we can hear you.
Okay. I'm really surprised for someone to talk about ministers performing, some of them. The immediate past governor of Zamfara State, who in a way they systematizing giving a bandit chief justice title. Under his reign, Zamfara was no gray area. And he's not giving the portfolio of the Minister of Defense of the state. And someone said that he performed. A man who could not pay salaries at the time of abandoning old currency, he started paying the workers with the old currency. It is the man that somebody said that he performed. Nigeria, no help us. I wish to know Google.
We
That is the
all,
only thing I
we
Well,
all
wish
wish
him
him
well.
good because at the end of
God
the
will
day,
help us.
yes, we are all residents and citizens of this country. We all wish him well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Milan FM. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Barrister Bakari.
Mr. Fuad, well done to you. Pretty Sandra,
Good morning, sir.
good morning to you. Now, how do you expect performance? I've been thinking about the issue of discussion today. When we didn't drill this ministers designate alongside the portfolio, the possible ministries that they were to go. So, if you say Retola will get a consultant for Marine, how can you hold him responsible for whatever consultant tell him to do in that regard? We need people who are vast, who are exposed, who are enlightened into a particular field to undo issues concerning that field. But the opposite is what we do here. What the constitution says is that there must be a minister from each state. He didn't limit the number.
Yeah.
So if you get to a time we may have to have 70 ministers. It's at the discretion of Mr. President. And Mr. President can be wrong anyway, as empowered by the constitution. Albeit they have the power to so decide, but the decision is wrong. They find it hard to humble themselves or reverse, like the removal of the first subsidy. The way and manner it was removed, the pain is much. And if anybody is arguing that Tinubu will perform, do I need 1 year or 2 years to be able to assess who will perform? The level of poverty has increased. More Nigerians are poor. Look at the way palliative were being distributed. So who is talking about performance now this morning?
Right.
But how do you assess the ministers?
Thank you.
For example, Tinubu had the opportunity to divide the
Thank
ministry
you,
of
Barrister
justice.
Bakari.
He had the opportunity to separate the Attorney General.
It's okay. Thank you very much. 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call to share your thoughts and contributors.
Thank you. Fahad, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peter.
You see, on this subject matter, Sandra, I cannot be probating and reprobate at the same time. What do I mean by that? I don't accept the victory of Mr. President. As far as I'm concerned, we are in court with him, so I will not be advising on the ministers or be speaking on the ministers, how they are governing. I only want to correct an impression here. Somebody called and began to attack Obi when Obi is not in the subject matter, which I don't know where the guy is coming from.
We have addressed that. So.
Listen, I'm coming, please. You are talking about a man who take his state from last in WALE to number 1.
Don Peters, please let it go. Let's move on.
I think we've addressed
all right.
So,
so as I said before, they can do whatever they want to do with the ministers. They have not disappointed me yet. Do you know that those ministers they appoint, we have an advisor on an advisor, an advisor on an advisor, and all will be at the detriment of Nigerians. So they have not disappointed me yet. Let them just continue. Let the judiciary do the needful. That is what we are waiting on. When they have given their final verdict, then we can speak on the subject matters, whatever you are bringing up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate Don Peters. Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, Sandra and Fuad, engineer Nee here from Yaba.
Good morning, sir.
Anyway, Oyetola is an insurance man. So maybe he knows about export and import and the duty aggregated.
Okay.
That's just what is playing out now. And then when the election comes, you stand in for me. The money is already there.
So political considerations,
it will be better for it if the press don't keep quiet. The press should do their work. That whatever we see, we continue to talk. Nobody should tell us not to talk. We have to talk because we have put our common
destiny in their hands here.
To guide for us. They beg to apply from Nigeria.
Very much. Appreciate. Yes, engineer Nee, appreciate. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra and Ford. I greet you people.
Good morning, Obi.
How are you today?
We do. What did they clot?
Ford, how are the children? Are they still taking their bread, their loaf of bread?
We did try. We did manage. They are eating the bread.
Ford, I didn't want to call.
Call a bit talking jargon on radio.
It's okay. It's okay.
We are no more in campaign. Ford, allow me to learn. We are not more in campaign now. We are talking. We have gone past campaign. We are going through it. And some people will come, and this guy will come already and be saying, let's test him on.
It's okay, Obi. It's okay.
Obi, calm down.
We have addressed it. We have moved on. It's okay. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Whether it's a handsome man or a tall man. Please, I'm talking jargon on radio.
Of the electorate that brought whoever into any position, at the end of the day the policy affects everybody, so that's why it's important for us to have these conversations. All right, we'll wrap things up with a few messages. We have some messages on Facebook. Joshua from Oregon, I just want to say this morning that if anyone likes it or not, no minister is there today as a minister by merit.
Really? At least there are none of them that I can. WALE, ADIGUN, Professor Pate, quite a number of them that round peg and round.
I think merit here is a little bit subjective.
Subjective, but
yes, because merit could be political, could be yes, it could be by as close to the president.
That's what he's saying. Okay.
So I won't say anything for now, but with what I'm saying, I will say this government is not yet ready for governance. Imagine few hours to swearing in, they are still moving ministers here and there.
I was shocked yesterday when that happened.
If the president wants to listen to the people, why not consult the people before taking a decision? Than taking a decision, getting feedback, and then making him look confused. And that is Joshua from Oregon. We also have here Sean Johnson is saying, good morning, Milan FM. I don't know how our president wants to eat his cake and have it at the same time. You have over-bloated cabinet, and yet your call for excessive expenses, and the people are calling for reduction in cost of governance. In as much as we have technocrats, we also have square pegs and
round
holes. That's what we want to say. How do we want to solve the case of insecurity when it is highly politicized? These bandit terrorists, I'm hearing that for the first time.
Actually terrorists. Yeah.
Bandit terrorists are very down. Even when they came out to claim they actually, took responsibility. If we do not do the right thing, we'll continue to get the same results. And that is that from Facebook. I also have some messages here on WhatsApp. This one is saying, good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. On the agenda of appointees, I have no agenda for them. I'm expecting nothing from them. Me and my people, we are waiting for court verdict, period. Okangbelina, and with uncoordinated policies. Ministers that have not yet commenced their respective functions, yet they are being swapped. The president shouldn't man petroleum ministry any longer. Noah from Igondo. Okay, thank you. We also have Authentic from Satellite Town. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. If I may ask, what is causing banditry and terrorism? The answer is unemployment. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much, Authentic from Satellite Town. Unfortunately, that's a wrap for today. If we couldn't take your calls, I sincerely apologize. If we didn't read any of your messages, I sincerely apologize as well. But we do not have so much time, on Milan Focus. However, you can join OPEYEMI AKINYODE in the Situation Room by 4 p.m. today, as we carry on with the conversation. All right. So, but then in the meantime, please stay with us. We'll be back by 9. Thank you very much, Said Fuhad.
Thank you, Sandra.
We'll be right back.
Clock the time. Rock the groove. Let's go! The sound of Lagos.
If you buy market from your customer and you put small something on top for you, shebi Najara be that.
Yes, now Najara.
So, come imagine say you buy one thing, then carry 8, give you. Wetin be that one?
That one now Najara now.
Bam! Hey, now Najara be that oh. Oya run go buy your new Airtel SIM. Come recharge, make you begin enjoy 8 times value plus 1,000 naira welcome bonus.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Are you seeking admission into a tertiary institution in Nigeria? Here is a big opportunity for you. The 2022-2023 admission into Eko City Polytechnic is now open. Available courses are Computer Science, Theatre and Media Arts, Mass Communication, Science Laboratory Technology, Electronics Engineering, Accounting, Banking Operations, Business Administration, Multimedia Technology. Qualified students should have scored 100 and above in the last JAMB exam. Facilities at